Viewers, since yesterday we have been hearing that Tigray Defense Forces have launched a new offensive called OperationAlula. We heard from Jatil Tronwall, who said that Getachew had called him and informed him about this offensive. Then Colonel Gabre of TDF also appeared on DWTV and he briefed about this offensive. Important question, viewers, is why did TDF launch this offensive? What are the objectives of this offensive? Which areas are being targeted? So far, what we have heard, it shows that this offensive has been launched against Ethiopian National Defense Forces. Fighting is underway between TDF and ENDF. Why is that Tigray Defense Forces have launched an offensive against ENDF, not against Eritrean forces, which have their presence as well in Central Tigray? Before answering all these questions, first let's have a look at what Jatil Tronwall and Colonel Gabre told us about this offensive. Tronwall said that Getachew called him and told him that on the 18th of June at 5 a.m. Tigray Defense Forces launched an offensive military operation. And this offensive military operation will cover the areas Hagar Salam, Abe Edi, Agbe, and Chila, areas which are spread across 100-kilometer range will be targeted in this offensive. Then Colonel Gabre appeared on DWTV. He also repeated the same things. He said that OperationAlula had been launched, and the purpose of this mission is to liberate the areas and to take control of areas in Central and South Central Tigray. Now, let's have a look at the areas where this operation is being carried out. You can see Agbe, viewers. Here there is Manave, and this operation is being named after Ras Alula, who is a renowned Ethiopian general who is known for fighting colonial powers in the 18th century, viewers. Ras Alula was born in Manave, viewers. And Colonel Gabre said that for the past 5 days, there has been heavy fighting in Manave, but Tigray Defense Forces managed to repel ENDF's attack on Manave. You can see Agbe, close to Agbe is Manave. To the east of Agbe, you can see Hagar Islam, and to the west and to the north, you can see Abe Edi. To the south of Agbe is Yichile. These 4 places are being mentioned by TDF spokespersons that these are the target of this offensive, and TDF want to liberate these areas and they want to push back Ethiopian National Defense Forces from these 4 areas. Now, viewers, the 3 areas, Agbe, Hagar Salam, and Abe Edi, these 3 places are in Central Tigray. It means that Ethiopian National Defense Forces have also managed to penetrate Central Tigray, just like Eritrean forces did from B30 highway. We know that in a previous offensive launched by Eritrean forces almost 1.5 months ago, Eritrean forces managed to penetrate Central Tigray from B30 highway, from Shire, from Adwa side. Now, Ethiopian National Defense Forces, they have also advanced from eastern and southern Tigray into Central Tigray, and they have managed to reach Manave, viewers, which is in the heart of Central Tigray. So the purpose of this offensive launched by Tigray Defense Forces is to push Ethiopian National Defense Forces out of central Tigray. Eritrean forces are already there from northern side. If ENDF also manage to go deeper from eastern and from southern sides, it would be devastating for Tigray Defense Forces. That is why TDF have launched a counter offensive. I would call it a counter offensive, viewers. This counter offensive was needed, viewers, because we saw that in earlier offensives, TDF were in defensive mode. When Eritrean forces and ENDF tried to penetrate central Tigray, TDF went into defensive mode. I think now TDF have realized that they must change gears. They cannot remain in defensive mode and just resort to guerrilla warfare. They'll have to resort to offensive military operations. That is why this operation Alula has been launched by Tigray Defense Forces. The main purpose of this offensive is to push Ethiopian National Defense Forces out of central Tigray, because Ethiopian National Defense Forces and Eritrean forces, both sides have managed to penetrate deep into central Tigray. It's very much needed if TDF want to survive, viewers. Lastly, viewers, why did TDF launch an offensive against ENDF, not against Eritrean forces? Well, I think I responded to this question a few moments ago, but I think Eritrean forces are in a stronger position along B30 highway. So TDF have decided to take on the weaker party first. That is why they have launched an offensive against ENDF. And these areas must be cleared by TDF. It was Abe Edi, Hagre Salam, Agbe. These areas must remain under TDF control. If TDF lose these areas, it would become very difficult for them to survive in central Tigray. Lastly, viewers, can we say that this offensive will lead to liberation of Tigray, as is being claimed by some TDF supporters? In my view, viewers, it is a counter-offensive against the third ENDF and Eritrean offensive on Tigray, which started a few days ago. On day before yesterday, I informed you with the third offensive, viewers. And TDF are now changing the military strategy. They are going for offensive warfare. That they'll have to do because they have been under pressure in central Tigray. And ENDF and Eritrean forces, they have managed to penetrate several key areas in central Tigray. If Tigray Defense Forces manage to push ENDF out of these areas, Manave, Agbe, Hagre Salam, and Chilevios, it could be a platform for TDF to advance towards the southern and eastern Tigray. But if the war goes on here and Eritrean forces start advancing from B30 highway deeper into Niger, Edith, TDF would be more under pressure. So coming days are very crucial, viewers. Thank you for watching.